What's up, travelers? SummationKid here again. So I'm sure a lot of you are aware of the recent big update to MiHoYo's other game after Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, where they basically increased the resin cap and also added a reserve resin system. So first I'll go over how it works in Genshin. Now, as you all know, you have a cap of 160 resin, that's how much you can store at a time, and actually it used to be 120, but they upped it to 160 shortly after the game launched. So thank goodness for that. But anyway, you have a cap of 160, and you regenerate one resin every 8 minutes. I don't know why they picked 8 minutes, because it doesn't really line up with anything. What matters is that you get all your resin back from zero in 8 times 160 minutes, right? So that would be, so 8 and 8 would be 64, so 8 and 16 is 128, and then 10 times that is 1280, so 1280 minutes, which is about 21 hours and some change, right? So 1200 divided by 60 is of course 20, then you can do it one more time and then you're left with a remainder of 20, right? So that's how we get the figure of 21 hours and 20 minutes. That's how long it takes for you to recharge your resin completely from zero in Genshin Impact. Now in Honkai Star Rail, or rather before this update in Honkai Star Rail, you had 180 resin, right? 180 trailblaze power, except you would get one replenished every 6 minutes. And I personally like this a lot more, because 1 every 6 minutes is 10 every 60 minutes, which is 1 hour. So you know you get 10 every hour, which is much easier to keep track of. This makes the multiplication a lot easier. You know that it takes 18 hours, right? 180 and 10 per hour, so it takes 18 hours to fill it up, which is a lot less than a full day. With this update, they've increased that to 24. So now you can actually log in once a day and use pretty much all your trailblaze power without quote-unquote wasting any of it, right? Letting it overfill, as long as you log in around the same time every day. But here's the best part. They added a reserve system. Now the system kind of already existed in the sense that you could convert trailblaze power to these little doohickeys that you use for an endgame event called Simulated Universe. So that's basically Star Rail's Abyss. Well, actually not quite. I guess MOC is more like the Abyss. But anyway, it's a different thing that Genshin doesn't really have an equivalent of. For those of you who are super old, it's basically like the Elysian Realm from Honkai Impact 3rd. And speaking of which, Honkai Impact 3rd also had a similar system where you can reserve any, back then it was called stamina, that was over full. But that was quite limited. You could only bank like, I think it was 160, something like that, stamina. So it wasn't really a lot. We're kind of getting off topic here, so I'll digress. In Star Rail, they've given you the ability to bank up to 2,400 trailblaze power. That's compared to the up to 200 resin you could bank in Genshin, which of course you do indirectly by making them into condensed resin. So I don't know about you guys, but I think this is an amazing feature and one that we desperately need in Genshin. And of course I don't need to tell you guys about the implications, right? I'm sure you all know the benefits, the potential benefits of being able to store resin past 200, right? So right now it's 5 condensed resin, which is 200. Now, one thing to be aware of is that it's not a 1-to-1 ratio, so it will take 18 minutes rather than 6 to get one reserve trailblaze power after you've reached your cap of now 240. And again, unlike with Genshin, the Star Rail developers made the numbers line up very nicely. So 2,400 is exactly 10 times 240, and we know that the resin accumulates at 1/3 the efficiency, so you can bank up to 30 days of trailblaze power. Now, I'm already an addict, presumably like many of you, so I don't really see myself not playing Genshin for 30 days in a row, unless maybe I go on vacation somewhere. And even then, I'll probably just keep playing on my Steam Deck, as long as wherever I'm going has Wi-Fi. In any case though, I'm sure all of you would agree with me when I say that it is really nice, super nice, amazingly nice to have that bank just there, knowing that you can kind of miss a few days and still have that resin at least partially stored up. So what I urge all of you to do is that next time you take one of those surveys that pop up in Genshin, make sure you mention this feature that Star Rail has and that you would love to see it in Genshin. And then at that point it'll be up to the developers, so hopefully they listen. Okay, so I think I've rambled enough on this one topic. If you made it this far, then thanks for watching the video and listening to me ramble. And if you have any questions, any comments, if you think I missed something, anything at all, then make sure you leave a comment, and I'm always happy to chat with you guys in the comment section. But for now, I will see you folks in the next video.